Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. I am Commissioner and Chair Rick Vest. To my left is Commissioner and Vice Chair Deb Shore, and to her left, Commissioner Sean Flowerday. To my right is Commissioner Roma Amundsen, and to her right, Commissioner Krista Yoakum. Would you please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, please begin the meeting.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk's staff. Printing options are also available on request. These materials can be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, August 10th, 2021.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes for the Tuesday, August 10th meeting. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting, or Commissioners' attendance at the 12th Annual Federal Legislative Summit on Thursday, August 12th, 2021.
I'll move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the attendance at the 12th Annual Federal Legislative Summit. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next are claims. Approval of all claims processed through August 17, 2021, and this needs to be amended to include payroll ending August 11th, 2021.
Yeah, Kevin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Nelson, County Clerk's Office. There is one claim I would like to call to your attention. It's on the top of page 101. It's a claim for $4,025.20 to Navia. This is our participation fee. It actually covers the months of March through July. Last Friday morning, it was brought to Dennis's attention. Historically, this up until February timeframe, on a monthly basis, this invoice would be submitted to me electronically. I would submit it to Dennis for coding. Some reason in March, I was removed from the distribution list and was no longer getting those invoices, thus they weren't going on to Dennis to get coded. We were notified Friday morning that we were in a final notice that they were going to shut off our Navia, which would affect our employees if we didn't get it paid. So we went ahead and put it on the claims report, but there are two of the dollar amounts that total, or two of the invoices that total $1,606.60 that technically we would have thrown in our typical claim for review process that we would have then reviewed on Thursday for approval the following Tuesday, but we were risking then having our Navia shut off. So we opted to put it onto the claims report for this week, but we are disclosing that it technically would be a claim for review because of the 90-day rule.
So this is a common expense, these Navia costs that we use regularly
Yep.
for some reason.
The
The only reason it's present today is there was some change in the email distribution list.
Correct, yeah, they've taken me off of the distribution list.
And so you're just calling our attention to it to
Correct.
make us aware that this happened and most likely won't be happening again.
As soon as we get back onto the distribution list, we've requested, and it shouldn't happen again, so, correct.
Any questions for Kevin, Commissioners? No, I thank you for
Thank you.
clarifying that, Kevin. So I don't think that changes our motion.
There is no motion.
Okay.
I'm saying,
I move that we approve the claims process through August 17th, and this does include the amending it to include the pay period July 29th through August 11th, 2021.
Second?
Yeah, we have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including the payroll through August 11th. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of right-of-way contracts with the following: Marlon and Mary E. Johnson, North 176th Street and Bluff Road, in the amount of $2,500.50. Brian H. and Teresa F. Chafin, North 176th Street and Bluff Road, in the amount of $3,007. Right of entry and installation agreement to provide Allo Communications with necessary permissions to install fiber and associated equipment in certain county buildings. Amendments to the following contracts: C-17-812 with Ron Turley Associates, Inc. for RTA Fleet Management Software. C-19-717 with Deanna Trucking and Excavating for annual service, motor grader snow removal services for Lancaster County. C-19-718 with K2 Construction for annual service, motor grader snow removal services for Lancaster County. C-18-510 with Acker Diesel Repair LLC for annual repair services for construction purpose-built equipment. C-18-511 with Brown's Heavy Equipment, Inc. for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-495 with Hamilton Equipment Company for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-549 with Johnson Diesel Repair for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-582 with Murphy Tractor and Equipment Company, Inc. for annual service for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-536 with NMC for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-537 with RDO Truck Center LLC for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-512 with Rose Equipment for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-496 with Titan Machinery, Inc. for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-497 with Truck Center Companies, Lincoln for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. C-18-498 with Vermeer High Plains for annual repair services for construction and purpose-built equipment. Change order number 1 to County Contract C-21-298 with Straight Line Striping, Inc. for an additional 10 miles of pavement marking Northwest 126th Street from West O Street to West Alva Road and on Panama Road from South 82nd Street to Panama city limits. Grant subaward with YWCA in Lincoln for programming. Grant contract with the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders Counties to assist with the purchase of necessary property to allow for the continuation and operation of the Head Start program. Amendment to grant contract C-21-393 with Council for Juvenile Justice Administrators for staffing and culture assessment of the Lancaster County Youth Services Center for a decrease of $2,546.88. Acceptance of an additional $63,000 from the Nebraska Crime Commission Grant Award for Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Funding related to County Contract C-20-270. Received and placed on file Records and Information Management Report for July 2021. Set a public hearing on Tuesday, August 24, 2021 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding Lancaster County's proposed budget for fiscal year 2021 to 2022.
I will move approval of those mini consent items. Second.
Yes, we have a motion and a second. It looks like we'll have a lot of signing today. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 4, new business. 4A is a resolution to provide road maintenance of certain county roads located within native grass addition.
Good morning, John Barry, Lancaster County Engineering. Before you use a resolution for county takeover maintenance for native grass addition, it's a small addition, 9 lots. It's out on North 176th and Havelock Avenue. They have fulfilled all the requirements that the county has for maintenance of this little subdivision. So before you use a resolution so that we can take it over. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I mean, is there any reason we shouldn't be
No,
taking
they've
this
met
on?
all our standards with signs and roads and things, so it should be good.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. I would just like to remind the board, although we continue to follow the process for taking over maintenance of subdivisions, we have no funding source that pays for this maintenance, and it continues to be a further drain on our limited resources.
Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award and execute a purchase order for 4 2022 3/4-ton extended cab pickups using the state of Nebraska contract 155270C, OC to Husker Auto Group in the amount of $162,104.
Good morning, Ron Bohati with Lancaster County Engineering, and I have with me today Ed Lawman. He's our facility manager, and he has the information about these next few items that are on the agenda.
We've got a string of them. So Ed, why don't you tell us what these 4 pickups, how they'll be used, what the benefit is of purchasing 4 new pickups?
These 4 pickups will be used to put into the fleet. And one of the things that we strive for is to put multi-purpose units. So these vehicles are fitted with plows, so we can subdivisions, as well as when we're done with that, they can be used as on the bridge crews and any other crews. As we move our fleet up, our fleet downwards, we can put them, they're fitted so that we don't have to do any additional retrofitting to make it so that they can be used in other facilities in other parts of the county without any extra additional.
Okay. So these give us some mobility and flexibility, these new pickups.
Absolutely.
Do you know how many pickups we maintain in the fleet? And if you don't, please, I'm not trying to, it's not a test, but I just wondered if you had a rough idea.
There's around 738 total pieces of equipment in our fleet management system. As far as pickups, I'm going to have to give you an 80 number, and that would be, mostly within our department. There are some other agencies that have pickups as well, like property management and building and grounds.
Okay. Thank you, Ed. Yeah. Any other questions for Ron and Ed on this item?
Will you be taking other ones out of service or is it additions?
Good question. Yes, we have actually 6 trucks that we're going to be taking out of service when these arrive that we'll be putting on auction. And they're pretty well wore out. We do have some information and photos about those if you would like to see any of that information.
Okay. 4 replacing 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item B. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award and execute a purchase order for 2 Western Star dump trucks using the state of Minnesota contract 194867 to Truck Center Companies in the amount of $401,718.
Okay. And are these similar to the dump trucks we've purchased in the past? Because I had the pleasure of going out and riding in one of those during the
They are
snow.
very similar. The others, the body style of the boxes is a little bit different. where these are able to put units in the back so we can add brine to some of our things. And then as well, they're a little bit heavier weight carrying, so we can then, when we're not using them in the snow, obviously we can haul rock and material around the roads with the weight carriage.
And what I learned that day is these are very flexible vehicles in that they cover a lot of different jobs. They're not perfect for any one, perhaps, but they can serve a lot of different uses.
One of the directives that we've always been taught, we've always been expected to do is when we purchase equipment or vehicles, we want to make sure that our main concern is get a quality product for the right price as well as multi-purpose. So we strive not to have a pickup that can only go to one place or a dump truck that only has one use. So when we purchase these, we purchase them so that we can use them in the winter time and then multi-purchase them in the summertime for all needs of the county.
Yeah, okay. That was my experience too, so.
And on this contract, you may notice it's a Minnesota instead of a state of Nebraska contract. That's because with the constant rise in the steel pricing, the state has not been able to obtain a contract. So we were able to find this contract with Minnesota, and it still had lower pricing. This is more than what we paid for trucks last year, but we were told that we could see as much as a 10 to 20% increase on this dollar amount if we would have waited for the state contract.
Okay, very good.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item C. Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. D is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award and execute a purchase order for two 2021 or newer cat motor graders using the Sourcewell contract 10321-119-CAT to NMC Lincoln in the amount of $534,922.
Okay. And motor graders are specifically, I mean, they have a very specific function.
They do have a very specific description for grading roads. Well, we also use them when we're constructing new roads, when we're doing different varieties of things like that, but they lump into that group, yes.
Okay. Okay. Do they also remove snow in the winter then?
Yes.
I assumed that, but I want to check. Okay, I'm going to ask again, and I've got, how many road graders does Lancaster County maintain?
We have 26, I believe.
26, okay.
And we are striving to get that rotation of equipment down to a little newer age. These are at a point where we have one that has some problems, and we have one that hasn't had any problems, but we're anticipating at the number of hours on it that it will. So we're kind of hoping to get that rolled out. I don't know if you remember last year, we had the one where we had to come back to you because it had a transmission failure, and then we lost some of the trade-in value. So this does include trade-in of 2 units that we have currently.
Okay, yeah. Well, I know it's been a theme in the past, Ron, where, we've talked about downtime and maintenance needs eating up significant amounts of you all's time and energy and money. And we should be moving out of that with this rotation then.
We're getting closer all the time.
Okay,
I think last year with the amount of snow that we had, that was a testament to the new equipment that we've implemented in the fleet. It's not that we didn't have any breakdowns, but I don't believe we would have been able to make it through that as effectively without the newer equipment.
yeah. And that's why we invest. I mean, there's a reasonable limit, and we're trying to hit that balancing point, and that's
Yes.
that's the reason for this. Okay,
With that said, even though that the motor graders are kind of lumped into that, not a multi-purpose, but they're hardworking units. They travel a lot of miles throughout the year, and they're one of the hardest work pieces of equipment that we do maintain.
yeah. Impossible to operate without them, I'm confident. Okay, anything else? We would take a motion here.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award and execute a purchase order for a 2020 Ham Pad Foot Roller using the Sourcewell contract 032119-JDC to Murphy Tractor and Equipment Company in amount of $167,300.
Ron, how'd you know I was going to ask for a picture of the pad foot roller?
Well. Oh, that new one, I was gonna put.
Somebody
that one
had
up
to
there first.
ask. I guess it was yours, turn.
So,
Currently, we're using,
yep, up, right?
Currently, what we're using right now is what they call just a pull-behind pad foot roller. This requires a tractor taken out of our other sources, and it is pretty standard. You've got to haul it separately and everything else. What I'm proposing to you today, I'll get it right.
You're fine.
Is a pad foot roller. This has a vibratory function on it as well as a knockdown blade. So when we talk about compaction, this has multi-purposes. Not only is it for when we do dust control, for when we're building bridges, for when we're doing multiple road conditions, this machine can get us the compaction, and we all know that compaction is the main concern as to keeping our roads stronger, builder, and everywhere else. The ability to have this machine is we don't take two pieces that are separate. We can haul this around the county and have it in multiple units, places, and times where needed to be.
So it fits on the lowboy trailer then?
Yes, it fits on the lowboy trailer that we currently own. And
The compaction ratio was about 3-to-1 from what the old pull behind was, that we actually had to fill up with water and then drain it in winter so it wouldn't freeze.
Yeah.
With the vibratory addition to this machine, it gets more, it achieves more compaction than what the pull behind unit does.
And you said something near and dear by heart,
This is- so-
dust control?
so Hum is a subsidiary of John Deere,
Oh, okay.
so it is a John Deere subsidiary product.
And you said it'll be used for dust control? I heard that mentioned, Ed.
As we're starting to work on stabilizing some of these roads, one of the key factors before you do any dust control is to make sure that your road is in the grade condition that you need it to be. If you try to apply any dust control to a road that isn't graded properly with the compaction that you need, you're gonna cause yourself more problems. So as we're just leaning into trying to do some dust control in the future, and I'll let Pam speak to that in the future, this is a piece of equipment we need to achieve that.
Good to know.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of a Ham Pad Foot Roller. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
I do want to note for the record, this and the previous three items come to a total of $1,266,000 in new equipment for the county engineer's office.
Okay, 1.266 million. Okay, very good. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. F is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award a purchase order for supplying and hauling of gravel surface course material to Gannett Trucking and Excavating in the amount of $775,285.
Any questions?
So usually one of the questions associated with this is, where's the material going? So I have provided a map that's on the overhead with the 10 locations that we will be having rock and gravel delivered this year.
Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
There is a second. We have a motion and a second to approve item F. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. G is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award a purchase order for supplying and hauling crushed rock surface course material to R.L. Tiemann Construction in amount of $785,800 to Westover Rock and Sand, Inc., in the amount of $151,700. The total bid award amount is $937,500.
Move approval.
Second.
I get more complaints about crushed rock on the roads, Ron, than gravel. People seem to have an affinity for gravel on the roads as opposed to crushed rock. Is there a reason why we do both or go back and forth?
There is. To sum it up briefly, rock is what gives you the stability in the road, and the gravel is kind of the smooth topping, so to speak. If you just put gravel on the road and it gets a little wet, it'd be like you riding your bicycle through the playground. It's just going to squish away, and you're going to leave a tire track. Still kind of from 2015 on through 2019, we're trying to restabilize some of those roads that were damaged and get a stronger rock base in it. The pad roller, as we redo some of those roads, will definitely help get the compaction to where we can start leaning towards more even gravel topping on some of those roads.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. Did we have a motion on this? I'm sorry. We did.
There's no
Please.
motion. Oh, I'm sorry, there is.
Yeah, I think we did. Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
thank you for your time, Ron.
4H is a quitclaim deed from the county of Lancaster to the city of Lincoln, quitclaiming the county's interest, if any, in all that portion of the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railway Company right-of-way located in the northwest quarter of Section 23, Township 9, Range 6, east of the 6th Principal Meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Commissioners, you may remember that Ms. Hartzell was here a couple weeks ago to talk about some grant proposals that the city would be seeking to improve Wilderness Park. This is related to the Rails to Trails program that they were going to be seeking funding for, to put a bridge, a replacement pedestrian bridge. This is for their purposes to go quiet title in that piece of ground, and then quiet title in the city of Lincoln. So we're just quitclaiming any interest we might have, so the city of Lincoln can show that they have clean title for purposes of seeking their grant award.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve H. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 5, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
is there anyone present this morning who wishes to speak on items relating to county business that are not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll close public comment.
Next is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will conduct interviews for the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer position on Tuesday, August 17, 2021, at 3 p.m. in Room 113 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, August 19, 2021, at 8:30 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, August 24, 2021, immediately following the budget meeting beginning at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. A public hearing will be held on Tuesday, August 31st, 2021 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building regarding County Tax Amendment Number 21005 to amend Article 14, Community Unit Plan, and Article 15, Additional Use Regulations of the Lancaster County Zoning Regulations, and amend Chapter 2, Definitions of the Lancaster County Subdivision Resolution to allow for solar energy conversion systems and all necessary appurtenances within and outlet. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
With that, we are adjourned, and I will now open the Lancaster County Board of Equalization meeting for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Mr. Clerk, please begin the meeting.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk staff. Printing options are available upon request. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes, approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021.
Move approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve item A. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 1B is approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, August 10th, 2021.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve item B. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are the additions and deductions of the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the additions and deductions. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is a 2021 Homestead Exemption application, late filings. This is for Randall Smith.
Good morning, Scott Gaines, Deputy Assessor, Register Deeds. Recommending approval of this item. This is a dangling participle from the ones we did previously, where the statute requires an application be filed by June 30th. They can extend it to July 20th, as long as they haven't done that in consecutive years. This one, we were waiting on a physician certification previously. That's why this one wasn't included in the previous batch, but we do recommend approval now that we have all the pieces for this application.
Move approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve this homestead exemption application. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4 is appeal on notice of rejection of homestead exemption for Richard Mclaughlin.
This one is a situation where the applicant filed as a Category 4, which is a 100% service-connected disability applicant. As part of that requirement, they have to have been VA certified as 100% disabled as of January 1. In this case, the applicant was VA certified as 100% service-connected disability as of February 4th, I believe. So, following statutory requirements, we rejected this. The claimant is basically asking us to take mercy based on the circumstances. And while we certainly sympathize with the multitude of issues that Mr. Mclaughlin is dealing with, the black and white requirements just weren't met. So he would be eligible to file next year to receive benefits, but not for 2021. We did reach out to him because he is over 65. So he could have potentially qualified in the over 65 category, or even as the non-service connected disabled veteran. The response from Mr. Mclaughlin there is he'd be over the income limitations. So for those two categories, there are income limitations. For the Category 4 in which he's applied, there's no income limit. So that's why he needed to try and apply through this category. So our recommendation, although we sympathize with the situation, just black and white statute is that we would recommend disapproval.
So we're kind of in that box here, Scott, where we've got two agencies that are doing their job, and they just kind of miss each other, in that the VA certified Mr. Mclaughlin as 100% disabled. They just did it on February 4th.
That's my understanding. It was February 4th through all the documentation we received. And again, the way I portray it to people is the state of Nebraska chooses to pay the taxes for these individuals. You and the other taxing entities still levy taxes on the property. The bill goes to the state of Nebraska. since the state of Nebraska is paying the bill, they get to lay out the rules in order to have that relief granted. So it's their game, they set the rules, and we're just implementing the rules as they laid them out.
I move that we deny the appeal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I have one question before we vote.
Sure.
If Mr. Mclaughlin were to produce documents that said he was VA certified in September, October, no, anytime before January 1st, would that change our position? Would he then qualify?
In that unlikely scenario, certainly it would change the position, yes.
Okay. In that unlikely scenario, it would change
I
the
mean,
position.
as we sit here right now with the VA certification, and it's not just certification, they're
It's a big process.
starting benefits. And if in the unlikely scenario, they would retroactively go back and say, oh, no, wait a minute, we're going to start giving you benefits prior to the first of the year, that would change his qualification status in our eyes, yes.
Thank you for
Yeah.
explaining that so thoroughly and so carefully that
and-
even a layperson could understand all that.
And we did, tried every angle we could to see if we could get him some relief for this year. We verified with the Department of Revenue the situation, and they concurred. We went to the VA to verify that, I think he was previously 10% service-connected prior to this February certification. So we did do our best to see if there wasn't a place for him for exemption for this year, but it'll have to wait till next year.
No problem.
You guys are so diligent, and thank you for all you do for the taxpayers that
Thank
come
you.
before you. Anything else? We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is a public hearing for motor vehicle tax exemption applications. This includes Visionary Youth, Madonna Rehabilitation Hospital, People's City Mission, Slavic Christian Church, and Union College.
All right, we will open the public hearing. Is anyone here to speak on the motor vehicle tax exemption applications? Seeing no one, we will close the public hearing.
Next is number 6, action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to take action. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is public comment.
I see no one here. We'll close.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
we are adjourned. Let the sun.